I don't even know how to edit a reel. I have no
That's
idea. I've never edited one reel ever. I've never edited anything. I don't know how to do that.
What's going on with your reels?
So my reels, check out my last 2 reels. Listen, I have the vision. I can get on camera and film the reels. Editing the reels? Amanda, have I ever edited one thing ever before?
He has no idea.
You were there in Austin when Gary Vee spoke. What did he say?
He was talking about TikTok.
But we can still apply that to Instagram Reels, right? He said you need to know how to do it.
I know how, you know what, but see, I think everyone has like their skill set. You know what I'm really good at? Scrolling through, looking at what people are doing, and Country, way to shave for this.
No, I'm getting ready to shave. I'm going to the barber tomorrow.
So this is the great debate, guys. We're ready to rock. This is the great debate. And it's not about whether either of these gentlemen should shave their face. That is not what the debate is about. The debate is about, should you hire an agency or do it yourself when it comes to social media? Okay. This will be probably one of the most engaging Lab Coat Agent webinars I've hosted. I have a feeling, because I know both these guys, Andrew and Ryan, were cracking me up right before we started. I'll give you a little background on each of them before we start this debate. So who is, just so everyone can see you, raise your hand if you are team hire an agency. Raise your hand.
Yes, let's go.
We got Ryan for team hire an agency, and for team do it yourself. Raise your hand.
That's going to be me.
Andrew, the snapping realtor. All right. So I'm going to go with the bio first of just a little bit. Andrew, if there's any facts I'm missing, please let me know. By the way, guys, my name is Jesse Zagorski. I'm one of the moderators here for Lab Coat Agents. My only goal here today is just to facilitate this conversation. If you are an attendee on with us live, please drop a question into the chat box or the Q&A. We will do our best to answer all of your questions, but we're going to go deep on whether you should be doing this social media game yourself or with an agency. So Andrew, your handle is the snapping realtor.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell everybody just a little bit about, I'd rather have you explain it.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the snapping realtor? What does that mean? And what's your background in real estate?
Yeah. So I actually started growing my business using Snapchat. So that's where snapping came from. I can tell you guys all this. I mean, I was with Keller Williams and in their Ignite training program, I remember like one of the first days they wanted us to get out our phone and they wanted us to call everybody in our phone and let them know we just got into real estate. And I was like sitting there, it was like 9 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm like, none of my friends are going to answer this. I'm not doing this. So I tried, nobody answered. And then people would text me back, be like, hey, I saw you called. Is everything okay? I'm like, no, I'm just doing something that my coach is making me do. And then I would go outside and I would start going on Snapchat and snapping videos to my friends. And I got like immediate snaps back, replies back, how excited people were that I got into real estate. You know, maybe they weren't ready to buy, but when the time came that they would use me. So it just like opened up those conversations very organically for me. I don't like the salesman side of real estate. I think it's very cheesy. A little bit of it's outdated. It's like, I think it has like a negative connotation to a lot of people, what we do. So me starting to use social media became a very organic way for me to touch my sphere, touch people. And Instagram stories got big. And then I kind of segged my business over more into Instagram, because Snapchat, you could really only talk to people that followed you, right? Whereas Instagram and Instagram stories, I got to get in front of people that didn't know me. And that's where I really started seeing growth in my business because of that.
I love it. And so just to tie it all together, you went from learning social media, doing it at a high level in your own business, and then you launched Digital Agent Academy, right? Is that what it's called?
So I spoke at our Compass retreat in Miami. I did a panel on social media and it became a very successful panel. So I sat there and like, wow, agents really are like yearning for this information. So in the beginning of COVID, my partner and I, we created an online course to teach agents how to use Instagram. And basically everything that I did over the last 5-6 years, the mistakes that I made, the growth that I made, we taught agents now how to do it on their own.
Interesting. All right. So you teach agents how to do this. And on the flip side, on the opposite side of this, right? So now you know who Andrew is. Now let's go and let's talk to Ryan for a second. Because Ryan, I mean, you compliment a lot of what he does, but it's almost the other side of it, because you are the co-founder and CEO of a company called Very Social. You basically do social media for agents on their behalf, correct?
Correct.
So tell us your background. How'd you get into this, and tell us about your company a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm also with Compass. I'm in Manhattan. I have a 10-person team. Last year we did over 100 million in sales. I also wrote a book called The Very Social Broker. Andrew, where's your book at?
I don't need to.
And I started Very Social because I'm from Florida and I came to New York City, and I was really just in the grind of being a real estate agent for the first 4 years of my career. I've been doing this for 8 years. I did all rentals my first 2 years, and then I slowly started to get into sales. And then in year 4, I really started to really invest into my business, and that was really with hiring a social media manager. And so as realtors, I feel like we are just like the busiest profession there is. Like, we're doing so many different things. We can get so diverted so easily. And I really run my business like a business, even when it was such a small business. And one of the first people that I brought on was a social media manager. And I'm really good at a lot of things, and other things I'm not so good at. And I think with social media, I'm a great marketing and salesperson. Like Andrew said, I'm probably a little cheesy, but he didn't say me cheesy, but I probably am. And but I'm not so great at the technical part of social media. I'm not the best writer. And I think I would post maybe 4 or 5 days in a row, and then I would go 2 weeks without posting, because I would just get distracted and get busy. So I started working with this social media manager, and she had an expertise in copywriting, and she was great at editing my photos, and she would just kind of give me direction on what I should be posting. And then it's really an amazing correlation from how many followers I have to my GCI. So in 2018, when I really first started to market myself, I had around 2,000 followers, and my GCI was right under 300,000. And now fast forward to last year, 2021, I have over 15,000 followers, and I did right under $1 million GCI. And it really went up every 4,000 or 5,000 followers, it went up a couple 100,000 in my GCI. And, I don't want to say that's a direct correlation, because I do other marketing strategies besides social media. I'm really big into mailers and events and, working my sphere. But I really am all about social media, and I'm committed to it, and I'm consistent with it. And so I started Very Social because I'm you know what? This works. I'm selling on Instagram. I'm connecting with my sphere of influence. I can't do it all on my own. So I'd rather delegate, this part of my business out to somebody who's probably better at it than me. And it'll allow me to be consistent. And now Very Social has over 80 clients, over 50 Compass agents. And we're a full-fledged marketing agency.
I love it. All right. So I've got some questions for each of you that's more guided for one versus the other. My goal today is just to kind of moderate this debate. And I've got a couple questions at the end. We'll do that. It will be for both of you guys, so we can just do some general teaching and learning about social media for anyone listening to this as a whole. Sound good? Good. So we had a coin flip before this debate, which was only in my head. I virtually flipped the coin in my mind, and it came out heads. Did either of you guys pick heads and want the first question? All right, so that was Ryan. Ryan got heads.
I always go heads.
Yep. So here we go. So the first question for you. I just want to know, how can an agency elevate your presence and brand on social media? What is it about an agency that they can do for you?
I think it's consistency. It's so important to be posting, at least 5 or 6 times a week. Definitely, 5 or 6 times a day on your stories. So really having somebody that's going to be doing the posting for you, being strategic about the calendar. We like to post a month in advance, advising on what's trending, really getting to know we get to know our clients. And we're kind of even ahead of them, on what they should be posting, where they're oh, okay, great. And I think it's like I said, we know our clients, so it really needs to be authentic. And we really, put a lot of time and effort into getting to know our clients and really like kind of diving into their content. So we have like a feel for them. So when we are posting for them, it really is them. It's and one thing I can say with us, it's like it's a total collaboration. Like it doesn't work if an agent's like, okay, I want my social media to be great, and they don't want to like work on actually like creating the content or being engaged. Like this takes two to tango. But if you're, on board and really want to work with us, like we'll get your social to the next level.
I love it. And that consistency piece is huge. This is almost like a chance for Andrew to respond to that, because Andrew, right, is the champion of do it yourself. Andrew, why can an agent do social media better on their own?
Because nobody has your voice, and it's your voice. In particular, though, the past year, Instagram has changed so much. Whereas a lot of the stuff that Ryan was talking about with having a company run your social, I think that was very in maybe 2016, 2017, 2018. Instagram Reels are here, and I don't see the do-it-yourself, the agency brand, like agencies being able to make Reels for you.
Ryan,
I
mean, I'm gonna let you guys go back and forth here. I mean, like,
well, I wasn't even on social media in 2016, or I was, but I wasn't doing it like, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reels are a big part of Instagram right now. But I think a lot of agents don't know what kind of Reels to do. I think they don't know how to edit them. They don't know how to add the filters.
So does your agency do that?
We definitely do that, but it's also like it's also more than just the Reels, and like there's also photos are involved, stories are involved, like there's so many different moving parts and entities of like social media, and there's also more than just Instagram, and we also work with our clients on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Yeah, I get it. Like the agents need to do, like the clients, they need to create the content. Like that's first and foremost. So yeah, I'm on, they have to, it takes two to tango.
So Andrew, when you say it's hard for an agency to do Reels, what do you think in terms of an agent themselves doing Reels? What do you see that's powerful in that for you, Andrew?
Because you have to be in it. So if I'm hiring an agency that, say I'm here in LA and I'm hiring an agency in New York City to run my social, I don't see how they are going to help me film my Reels, be here when I'm making them. So for me, do it yourself is me teaching agents how to do that so that they can do it. So they can do it on their own. I think if you're a big team, or maybe you are just like a very successful agent where like you don't have the time, I can see where maybe having an agency could help you. But I still think agents need to know how to do this stuff. You need to know how to post yourself on your story. Most of the time, agents, what I'm battling here with teaching agents how to use social media and Instagram is that agents don't want to get on camera. They do not want to show their face. They do not want to talk to the camera. That's what's going to create relationships with people. It's not infographic Instagram posts that talk about things. I mean, if you go back in the last year, you can see that these posts do not get any engagement anymore. But you do a reel, and I can tell you, you are going to get in front of more people than you've ever gotten in front of. You're going to get more direct DMs from it. You're going to get organic content. I posted a reel a couple of weeks ago, and you guys can go check me out. I'm at the Snapping Realtor on Instagram. And basically it was a trending audio, because that's how you get a reel to go viral, is using a trending audio. And I did the months of the year, and it was January, February. Every month I dressed up in a new costume, and it was basically to show the median average home price in Los Angeles from January to December of last year, and how it basically went up like 100,000. That single reel that I did, I ended up having 6 buyers consultations over 2 weeks because of that. That's more than any single post that I posted the last year, or that any post that I've seen an agency post for an agent. More engagement, more reach. And to me, like, Instagram doesn't want the polished stuff anymore. They're not favoring that. They want you to be in your car making a reel. They want that stuff. They want organic looking content because that's what, I mean, if you go on TikTok, all the stuff on TikTok eventually comes over to Instagram Reels. So that's really easy to see what's going to happen. And it's all just like off the cuff type stuff. Same thing with stories. People are going to identify you and like identify with you just based on like your day, a day in the life. Like I don't need an agency posting that stuff for me. I can do that. It literally takes 1 minute to post.
Well, here's the question then. By the way, guys, those of you watching, there's going to be people for either one of these camps. We're having fun with this debate style thing, but I just want to do something interesting. But so for Ryan, I mean, that's a good question. Can you still make authentic content if you have someone else posting it for you? Or is it this factor? Are you educating the agent? Is it kind of like that
I
partnership?
feel like our client are the busy realtors that are doing 100 other things and don't have that 1 minute to actually post it. Like, and honestly, like, I just don't have the skill set, like to actually sit down and like write the copy that, like, if you look at the copy that's written for like on my post, like every single one of those posts, they're my vision, but like, it's very detail oriented. Like I'm like on to the next thing. Like I have so much going on that like it's a collaboration. It's the same thing with like selling real estate, like you have when you work with a team or, you can't do everything, or some of the stuff you just don't want to do. And even like with Andrew said, like, he said something like a trending video, like somebody who's like a really busy agent that's like juggling 100 different things might not know what the trending video is. Like, this is what we specialize in, like the details to really to like get your social to the next level. But yeah, they need to be doing the video, but maybe what Andrew said was super creative. Like, that's awesome. Like, we give ideas like that. We have strategic meetings, like, on a weekly or monthly basis to kind of say, hey, you should be doing these 10 reels. And, that's what we're here for. Like, we're coaches, we're social media managers, we're proofing, we're collaborating with them. So like, we're part of the team. One thing I will say, and Andrew, I definitely know he can agree with, is that like marketing and branding yourself on social media is here. Like, and I think if you're not doing it, you're going to be losing business to other brokers that are. So, I think with us, it's more of like doubling down to really make sure like what you're doing on social media is done right.
Andrew, you do agree, I'm going to assume, right? It is here if you're not on social. All right, absolutely. So back for Andrew then, what type of skills, because you just rattled off a lot of platforms, a lot of things. It's always changing, it's always moving. What kind of skills should an agent be trying to learn right now to get better at social media?
To me, it would be how to make a reel, honestly.
Don't you have a course on how to make a reel?
I do. And actually I have a boot camp that I do once a month, and it's a 2-week boot camp where I teach agents how to make different types of reels. A full-on tutorial of how to make a reel using the lip sync trending audio, because that, to me, that stuff. So like, I just have a hard time with the agency stuff when it comes to reels, because I've worked with some agents that used to have agencies, not yours, Ryan, but other agencies do their social, and they would have to like do stuff, and then they would have to send it to someone across the country, and then that person would like post it for them 2 days later. Whereas like some of the stuff's trending that you have to do it like on the spot to get a part of, like, to be on that trend. And to me, like, it's all you need to do is like learn how to edit a reel that's gonna literally take you 3 minutes.
I don't even know how to edit a reel. I have no idea. I've never edited one reel ever. I've never edited anything. I don't know how to do that.
What's going on with your reels?
So
my reels, check out my last 2 reels. I have the vision. I can get on camera and film the reels. Editing the reels? Amanda, have I ever edited one thing ever before?
He has no idea.
You were there in Austin when Gary Veze spoke. What did he say?
He was talking about TikTok.
But we can still apply that to Instagram Reels, right? He said you need to know how to do it.
I know how, you know what, but see, I think everyone has like their skill set. You know what I'm really good at? scrolling through,
Eating bagels.
looking at what people are doing, and creating it like, and getting inspiration so I can actually like do the video. But then I just send it off to my team, and then they'll put the trending music. They'll like whatever, add the filters, add the copy. I'm pretty big on TikTok now. Honestly, I've been working on TikTok for almost 2 years now. And like, I have nothing. I have like maybe 100 views. And all of a sudden now I'm starting to really get like 400 or 500 views. I have a couple 10,000 views. I have a couple like viral 25,000 views, but I'm posting like 3 times a day on TikTok. You know, I'm banging out these TikTok, but I don't have enough time to do the editing. I'm doing the filming. You know, I'm creating the content, sending it off to my team, let them handle the technical back end stuff. And, you know, that's the formula that I have. Like, but I think everybody has a certain way that they work, and, you know, maybe they should be doing it on their own. Maybe they don't have the budget to work with an agency like mine, and they have to do it on their own.
Ryan, let me just pause right there, because just to make sure we have a framework for those people watching, what are the tasks that an agency can do? Because maybe you guys, there is some overlap, right? Obviously, you need to have the talent, i.e. the person on camera involved if you're doing video. What are the tasks that an agency is going to do?
Well, like, I think first off, it's like who I hire. Like, I'm really specific on, I want somebody that is a copywriter, that has graphic design ability, that knows social media inside and out. Like, I'm hiring social media experts. Like, these people are, like, know how to do everything, you know, backwards and forwards. And so actually some of the duties, I mean, honestly, it's just a lot. It's like I hate to say it because I know we're so much more. We do so much more, but we're like an assistant for social media. You know, we're doing all the stuff the little things that you probably just don't want to do. You know, what the main thing, like if you're a big agent, you need to go in there and get a pitch. You get the pitch, and then, you know, your team schedules the showings, does the photos, schedules the open house. Like, there's 100 other little tasks that go into like selling a home. The same thing goes into really having a successful marketing strategy for your social media. So we handle all the details.
Totally makes sense. Ryan, Andrew, looked like you wanted to jump in for a second.
No. I was just listening.
How well do you guys know each other, by the way?
Probably like in 2 years. We debated each other in the last century.
Okay, all right. So you guys are
I take this rivalry very seriously. I
think this is super fun. All right. So before I get to some questions kind of for both you guys, Andrew, you said the first place you'd start with a course on Reels. Overall, what else does your course, like, you have courses on a bunch of things, on one topic?
I have, it's all Instagram, pretty much all Instagram. I have a course on Instagram as a whole of just, you know, finding out, like, stop posting you're just sold, you're just listed, pictures of real estate. Start posting pictures of yourself. Start posting, like, and that's, you know, is that course I do have, but to me, like, I'm very passionate about these reels right now, and I do not care about anything else. I do not care about posting right now. If you look at my Instagram, I've done one post, maybe an actual static post in the last month. Everything else is a reel. Because when you start doing reels and you start looking at your insights, it's mind blowing. The amount of accounts and people that you get in front of by doing reels versus a static post right now. To me, it's like not even worth my time worrying about a static post.
Ryan, you agree with that? Because let's talk about some trends in social media for a few minutes. Ryan, you agree with that statement?
Totally. Yeah. I think the reels are where it's at, but honestly, I connect the most with my audience through Instagram stories still to this day. I also connect with them because I'm commenting on my friends and my followers' reels. So my followers are my sphere of influence. Like, they're my friends, my family, my past clients, my colleagues. And I spend a lot of time engaging with them, commenting, liking. Sorry, Andrew, I don't really like many of your stuff, but no, actually, I give Andrew some comments every once in a while. I'm going to start really digging you actually on I'm going to like start like cyberbullying. So social media bullying.
People that leave you comments are very social people.
What did you say?
Seems like the only people that leave you comments are people that are in very social.
We have a very social community.
Yeah, I see.
Uh,
I'm just wondering where the organic.
Listen, us agents are vain. I get it. You know, when I go on a listing pitch, you know, I'm talking social media. I'm talking about my statistics. I'm letting them know, you know, how many followers I get, how many comments I'm getting. Like these things come up, and I'll tell you if you're not talking social media, and how you could, you know, just an additional way of like getting your client more exposure, then the next agent is coming in there doing that. So like very social gives you an edge. And I kind of going back to like what I use to get business is like my followers are my target market. And, you know, I spend time commenting and engaging with my followers, but like the stories are really like being authentic on my stories, I think, you know, is really important. Even just like talking into the camera, you know, tagging a restaurant that I'm at, tagging friends that I'm with, like all of that, like that to me, I think really gets it going. Like I really don't sell that much on Instagram to like cold leads. Like it's more like my sphere, and it's like my growing sphere. Like I might meet somebody at an open house or at like a dinner party and add them onto my Instagram because I want them to see me and like see the content that I'm producing and really get a feel for like the type of professional I am, the type of person that maybe, you know, that they like want to work with. Like that's what I'm trying to do. So it's like, yeah, I want to like grow like organically from like getting a reel that goes viral and reaches like 10,000 people, but maybe like those people aren't really who I want to be connecting with. Like I want to be connecting with the people, like I like it, the people that I actually meet or somehow like friends of friends. And then like, that's who I want to be, you know, I call it mind sharing. I want to be mind sharing my content with them, where then they kind of want to come back and like have a buyer consultation or want me to list their place.
And I think also, Jesse, to say, like to tell people, this is how I explain Instagram. Your posts, not so much anymore, but your reels, that's what gets you new followers, right? Because your stories aren't getting you new followers for the most part. Your stories are only seen in front of the people that already follow you. That's what gets you new followers. Then over time, your stories, that's what converts them to clients because they're getting to know you. Like Ryan said, they're getting to like feel like they know you. Like for instance, I was just showing a new client homes over the weekend, hadn't met them yet, met them in person, but they've been following me for the past month. They feel like they know me. They know all my favorite restaurants. They know that I love Le Labo. Like they know so much about me because I'm always posting it on my story. So to his point, that's where like you make the meaningful relationships. You build trust, authenticity. But what I think right now agents are sleeping on still, for the most part, is Reels. I'm going to go back to it because Reels is the best way right now to get in front of other agents. 38% of my business last year was from agent to agent referral.
Tell me more about that.
When I first started this, people were like, why do you want agents following you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? Agents are the most supportive when it comes to like commenting and liking because they understand we're all in the same boat. But B, that agent to agent referral, like I have referred so many clients out because people come to me first. They say, hey, Andrew, my friend's moving to Charlotte. I know you know agents everywhere. Who do you know in Charlotte? I'll go on Instagram, Charlotte, a bunch of agents that I know maybe from Tom Ferry ecosystem, from Compass, from something. And then I'll be like, oh, I follow this agent. I'll message them. Next thing you know, my friend's friend is working with them. I'm getting 25% referral fee and I have no idea who they are. But that all came because of Instagram, agents following me, but also because I'm telling you, these reels are where it's at. I cannot tell, like the Adam Mazzari, the CEO of Instagram, full on said a couple months ago that Instagram is no longer a photo sharing app. It's video. It is video. And when we're talking about video, it's short form video. That's what it is. And if you look at your insights, once you start posting some reels and you look at your insights over the last 30 days, last 90 days, you will see the biggest increase, but not only in people that don't follow you and reaching them, but it doubles the amount of your content gets seen in front of people that do follow you. Because right now, when you're posting a static post, chances are not many of your own followers are seeing it for the most part. But when you post a reel, I can bet you that more people will be seeing your content and you're just in your face. I can't tell you the past like 2 months since I've been doing these boot camps on Reels, how many people in my sphere have been, Andrew, oh my God, these Reels that you're doing. I love these Reels. These videos are so fun because they're seeing it. They're seeing the stuff and they're also seeing my personality.
Love it. Are there any other trends? So Reels, absolutely. Other platforms? I mean, are you guys pretty much, Andrew, obviously you're deep in Instagram, but are there other trends, other platforms that agents should be keying into right now? You're like, this is coming new. You haven't even seen this first, but get ahead of this one for either of you guys.
Obviously, I think TikTok, I've gone in waves of TikTok. Like last summer, I was all about it. Like one of my TikToks went viral with over 500,000 views. I was doing homes where, like, because here in LA, we have a lot of TV show homes that you can see in real life. So I was doing like a little series on that and they were going crazy. For me right now, like because of my bandwidth of being an active agent and then also doing my online course on Reels, that like I don't have that much time. So I don't spend as much time on TikTok as I wish as I would, could, should.
Andrew, maybe if you had a team helping you, you could have more bandwidth to get on these other platforms.
A team to post on a TikTok for me. How are you going to post on a TikTok?
Well, you're not posting though. Maybe you would. Listen, I'll give you a complimentary social media manager to do your TikTok.
I don't think I would.
And then I'll tell you, and then we'll talk in 6 months. And you're like, oh my God, I have hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok. Listen, you can create the content, but can you be consistent? That's the hard part.
Well, like I'm thinking though, like these transition reels. How are you? Please forgive me if I'm wrong. I could be. Have you guys done a transition reel for a client? And I'm talking about those snaps when we talk about.
Yeah, we can. We do all sorts of editing. Like I have editors on staff. What we also do is we have like a revolving, like, I would say like 40 to 50 different ideas for Reels and for TikToks that we kind of like recycle for our clients, like an idea, but maybe it could be different for me than it would be for you, but we kind of have like a basic outline. And so we're like feeding our clients, like, I don't want to say scripts because like it never works when it's a full on script, but we bullet point on like the different, like we kind of outline like scenes that they should be doing. So like that's really like that's something that we've been doing now for really since the beginning of the year, because like we knew we needed to be more on video. And so like, all right, how do we add value to agents when it's video if we can't create the video or be in the video for them? So like what we do is we help advise them on like what's trending, giving them like outlines and different scripts that they could be writing. We do all the editing. We let them know about the trending music. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different parts to being, to really having a really strong social presence. I'm on all 5 or 6 different platforms, like consistently. I really like LinkedIn. I've been actually getting a bunch of leads from LinkedIn. And like each platform like has their own type of like the content like differs a little bit. Because like who's on each platform. For like even for LinkedIn, there's a lot of business professionals, a lot of people like kind of business to business networking. So I really push a lot more of like my market reports, like statistics, value add information. I'm probably not doing my bagel reviews, which are very trending in New York City, by the way. Everybody wants to talk bagels with me, Andrew. Everybody. And when you come to New York, I was ready. I thought we were going to do this live. I had bagels and lox ready to go from Absolute Bagels, one of my favorite places. They're
going to be super stale by the time you get there, Andrew. They're going to be super stale, man.
But yeah, even like YouTube, I feel like YouTube, like long form video on YouTube, like I'm consistent with it. There's a couple of videos that I've had that have like bombed, but like that I've been like really working on. And, it's just like all the different like touch points on the different platforms. Some people might see you on TikTok and might see you on Instagram, or there's also Facebook too. Like I think Facebook is like a whole different demographic than Instagram. So
I just like that we're 35 minutes into this webinar. First time any of you guys ever said Facebook. No, I think that's
I don't even
really,
use it. I don't even do that.
it's really telling though, isn't it? I mean, there still are a number of people in the world that use Facebook, but we're 35 minutes in. So if you look at what's coming soon, what's next, obviously Facebook doesn't even rank on Andrew's radar. And Ryan just
But
mentioned.
you know what? It's interesting because I had my 5-year anniversary with my wife, and I got so many more comments on Facebook than I did Instagram. I don't know, just kind of
where
like,
was all the very social people? Why weren't they commenting?
well, they were on Instagram. Andrew, I'll get you. If you need more comments, I'll get you more comments. We're in a vain world, Andrew. There's little tips and tricks here. All right.
I want to change gears.
Look at that devilish look of his. He feel like he's thinks he's getting to me, which he is a little bit. But
so let's change gears just a little, guys, because I want to give someone has a pretty actionable question they asked in the chat box from Amon. So I want to give some actionable stuff here, and then I got a couple general questions before I wrap up. Amon says, if we upload a short video clip of virtual tour of properties, does that work as reels? So I guess, Andrew, I'll toss that to you to answer then some of the follow-up questions. Yeah. Ryan, I'll work you in. What do you think, Andrew? Would that work as a reel?
So you could definitely do that. I would find a trending audio that's got some sort of beat where like you're uploading and when you're editing the photos, you're doing it to the beat. And I would use an app. I'm going to put it in here called Splice. It's my favorite app when I am editing reels on my own. It's very user-friendly, and it actually has made Instagram easier for me to use because I use Splice so much that it kind of helped me use Instagram to make my reels. But to answer your question, yeah, you could definitely do that. But make them to a trending audio and make sure you have some sort of text, because think about it. Most people, when they're on their phones, they don't have their audio on when they start. So they're going to be going through and they're just going to see another agent going throughout, like with a house montage. What's your story behind it? Like, tell a story, right? With Instagram, you really need to tell a story to connect with people. So I would say you could do it for sure, but use the app Splice.
Ryan, any different take on that?
I think the story, I'm all about telling stories. Like, I think every home has a story. Every time I have a listing, I always do a listing video, and there's always something. And even if the place sucks, like maybe the neighborhood's good or the building's good, like find something that you could tell a story about and create content based on that.
When in doubt, include bagels if you're in New York.
I just did that in one of my listing videos, actually.
All right, so here's an interesting question for both you guys. Are there too many realtors on social media?
You go first.
I don't think there's enough. I feel like, just like Andrew said, like people are petrified to get on video. Like they just don't want to do it. If you really look at the industry over like the last like 40 years, it's changed so much. Like, 6-7 years ago, social media, Instagram, like was not even a thing for realtors or to market yourself. So this, I feel like we're in a brand new world of like where it's at. Like your clients are on social media, like they just are. They're on one of the platforms that I mentioned. I think there's probably a lot of realtors on there, but like, are they consistent? Do they have a presence? Are they really like making a difference with their content to like attract clients? Are they using their social media to market their properties and market themselves properly? Definitely not. I think there's a lot of people on there, but they're probably just not doing it right because they're not listening to Andrew or I, because both of us could help you.
You guys could. Andrew, what do you think? Too many realtors on social media?
I would say there's too many that aren't doing it right. And those are the agents that are posting just sold, just listed. All their posts are either infographics where it's
scroll up
numbers, and people like, honestly, they don't even see your content.
Instagram needs more bagels.
Yes. There's some agents that like, I have no idea. Like if I go on their profile, I have no idea what they do, where they do it at, what brokerage they're with. I have no idea what their face looks like. Like that's like just branding 101 right here. Like, so to answer your question, there's a lot of agents on Instagram, but so many of them are not doing it the right way. And whether you want to hire a do-it-yourself, which could work, or do it yourself, what you learn how to do, or you want to hire an agency, which could work for you. The biggest thing is you just have to start showing your face. Like if there's one thing that people should take away from this today is that you need to start showing your face on Instagram or on social media.
Definitely. Yeah, something that I've been doing is really every day is different. Like as a real estate agent, like we're meeting new people, we're going to new homes, we're going to, out on tours, we're out and about, we're networking. Like show your day, like show what's going on. Like it's so easy to get content. Like I think you just have to be aware, and it's probably the hard part. That's the problem with social media is like, get off your phone, but like, if you're kind of like aware of what you're doing or you're around people, like just like take a quick film. Like even like I was doing a video, like a real like proper video, but like, hey, like somebody just like clicked a couple behind the scenes stuff. Or the other day I was driving and like I had like one of those New York City moments. I was going from Brooklyn to Manhattan over the Williamsburg Bridge. And I was just like jamming to some good music, and it was a beautiful day, and I saw the skyline. And I'm like, yo, film this. And like you see the whole skyline, and then you see me like, looking all cool and shit. And like that's authentic stuff. Like I didn't film that, but like I had somebody you have to have that idea of like what you want to be and who you want to portray yourself. And like you have to, like, it's a new world of marketing. Like you need to be able to market and brand yourself on social. And that's not going anywhere. And there are a lot of agents out there, but it doesn't matter. Like I wouldn't really worry about the other agents. I would maybe like take the other agents for inspiration and ideas and stuff, but everybody's different. Everyone has a different type of business. Like when I first started Very Social, I was at a smaller brokerage and they all said, oh, this is competition. We can't work with you. You're compete. I'm like, I don't see other like brokers as competition. Like I could rarely go up against, I can't name like 2 times I've went up against the same broker for a listing or something like that. Cause like the network is so big. There's so many of us, like social media, it's like personal. It's about your brand. And it's just a great way to like reach people, connect with them, and build that trust.
And also, nobody's you. Like nobody is Ryan. Nobody, like Ryan is Ryan. So like people, like everybody just has to like stop worrying about what other people are doing and just worry about like your voice and who you are, because people are going to want to work with you because they like you.
I love it. All right, guys, we got like 2 minutes. We're going to pull this all together. Andrew, I saw you just dropped in the chat box, a link to your next boot camp. Is that a live boot camp that's happening?
It's a live boot camp. It starts on Monday. It's for 2 weeks, Monday through Thursday, live Zoom sessions with me every morning. And then I also teach you how to do 10 different types of reels. So it could be a snap where it's a transition, where I love those for staging. Where like you can show the power of what staging can do, where like you're snapping and then all of a sudden the house that you're in is staged.
Jesse, he's finally snapping.
I was waiting for him to snap the entire time. The snapping realtor finally snaps. I love it. Cool. So that's gonna be starting Monday. And then Ryan, for you, I'll redrop the link that Jake dropped in earlier with the how to get a month free with Very Socials. And anything you want to let people know you haven't mentioned yet about Very Social?
Listen, I think the book is a great resource to, have strategy on like how to market and brand yourself on social media, like what I go through like day to day. Like there's a lot of strategy, a lot of thought that goes into like everything that I post. Content creation, I think that's where people get stuck. And I think my book really helps you kind of get, just get out of your own head and really just like kind of have fun with it, and use it to grow your business, because I've seen the numbers, like, the more of a presence that you have on social, the more business that you're going to do. It's just like your network, like, the more homes that you sell, like those are all potential like referrals, potential next sales. Like, as you sell more and more homes, like your network grows bigger and bigger. If you can kind of like also use that for your social media, it's like you're doubling up on like your reach, your influence. I think the two go hand in hand. If you can grow your social, sky's the limit. And honestly, like Very Social will help you get there. Like we're there doubling up, where when you have that crazy month and you have like, 10 listings and 5 buyers and you're in bidding wars and you're dealing with paperwork and putting out fires left and right, and you haven't had any time to post, like, we're there for you. When you figure, oh, I haven't posted anything, it's 12 o'clock. Like, we're gonna be there to like keep it consistent, and whatever you need, like, social media is important. Like, we'll help get it done for you.
Love it. Guys, thank you for being such good sports about this. Andrew, Ryan, I think this is fun. I'm glad you guys know each other in real life and are still friendly. This is if anyone has questions, we'll obviously tag these guys on every platform, including Facebook, which I promise they will look at. Even though they don't like it, they will still look at it. Tagged on Facebook anywhere. Let them know what questions you have. Thank you guys for watching, for listening.
Thanks, Andrew. Always a pleasure.
Yes. I'm waiting for that bagel.
Have a good day, guys. Bye, everybody.